Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. Um, what's up, Daniel? Let me close this door here. Um, not sure how I feel right now. Apparently, it's looking more and more like John Kitna is going to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback coach, and that Kellen Moore is a lead candidate to become the offensive coordinator. I don't know. Like this could be the ultimate clickbait stuff that they're putting out there, guys. I don't know. I just don't know. I I'm almost speechless here. Um, Now, okay, I can say this much. At least John Kitna played valuable minutes as a quarterback. Okay, that much I can say. He has more playing experience than Kellen Moore ever had. So maybe that experience and also being around behind a Tony Romo and watching. Okay. Kellen Moore was only here for a couple of seasons, so I don't know that he really learned that much. But thinking about what John Kitna did in his career, at least, and he's still kind of tied to the Linehan and everything. Because, see, here's the thing. Where am I getting this? I'm going by Bleacher Report. I'm going by Bleacher Report and different sources. Adam Schefter is actually Adam Schefter. I mean Ian Rappaport. I don't have any definite thing. I'm giving you what I'm hearing, okay? But I'm hearing it from, like I said, Ian Rappaport. I'm hearing it from Adam Schefter, and you're hearing it from different things from people. So it's possible. Hey, John, how you doing, man? I can't believe you're awake, dude. You were up all night. Um, Hearing it from a lot of different places. So where there's smoke, there may be fire. Again, this could be one of those crazy ones where, one person says it, now everybody's running with it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's our hope. But here's the thing you have to look at, though. The Cowboys like to hire from within. They like to develop their coaching staff from people they are familiar with. Okay? You look at Jason Garrett coming from Miami, from Nick Saban and things like that. Scott Linehan was there with them and stuff. You look at Scott Linehan bringing Kellen Moore as a quarterback and then trying to make him a coach. It's all kind of this Jerry Jones family tree that he's trying to start. As opposed to, say, a Bill Parcells coaching tree where you've got your Sean Paytons, okay, where you now have your Campbells that are there that would be part of that tree and things. We're sticking with the Jason Garrett mentality. So what this says is, if you are bringing in John Kitna and you are promoting Kellen Moore, what you're still sticking with is the same offense, which is the Jason Garrett philosophy offense, which is, look down the field, your progressions come back. It's still basically 7-step drop back. It's still not changing much. So what that says is really Jason Garrett is becoming more in control of the offense. I don't know that Kellen Moore would be ready to be the play caller right now. That's not saying that he couldn't be it. It doesn't mean that he couldn't be like a Sean McVay, where I talked about this before. And I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard Jason Garrett Coach of the Year. Did anybody else hear that? Am I just crazy? Because I was just in here depressed when I heard that. I actually uploaded the video to Vimeo, and I want to see. I'm hoping that that's not this case, because that's it. Well, here's the thing, dude. I know I should wear my safety glasses. I got tons of them. I've got this thing with my nose that it just drives me crazy. I have eyeglasses that I need to read so I can see shit, but it's like somebody's got a finger at my nose, and it's difficult for me to do. My equipment in here actually has a dust collecting system that literally sucks everything in. So you can see, you see sawdust on me? It all kind of gets sucked down. So Sean Payton isn't leaving New Orleans for no team. That may be, I agree, safety first, I agree. And I'm my Cowboys family. I have to agree with you. Here's the thing that I was alluding to earlier today is at least having a younger person, he may be able to relate better with the other players. He may be open-minded to work with the players more because it seemed to me that Scott Linehan was straight and narrow. It's what I say, and that's that. Because here's the thing. Think about, say, Sean Lee. I remember a clip from last year where Sean Lee was being told to do something by the coach. Coach said, Sean, you need, I can't remember what it was, but Sean, this is, and he's like, look, dude, understand, here is what you are saying, which is a physical impossibility. The way you actually go about this is we go like this. And you can see the coach was literally like, oh, you're right. I missed that. So if you did get John Kitna working with Dak Prescott, he may be better to work with the mechanics of Dak Prescott because that's what Dak needs more than anything else. Dak needs to understand where the foot placement is and making sure he is where he should be when he's saying getting ready to set the throw, where he's throwing the body through it, because a lot of people think it's the arm strength when you throw, but it's not just that. It is the whole whipping action of your body. It's actually this arm that is helping to pull it through. And when you try and throw with an arm, you just don't have it. And it's true in any sport. If you look at a baseball pitcher, you look at the body placement, the way it's being pulled through, this part of the body. And if you don't have those mechanics just right, you end up having the ball sail on you. You end up slipping with it, and you end up having incompletions. And that's where a person who is a tactician and a guy that will work with you constantly over and over again. And I don't know that Kelvin Moore was ever that guy where he knew it himself, because it's one of those things that you have to understand how to do it before you can teach somebody else. And maybe, just maybe, Kellen Moore can be better at calling plays than Scott Linehan. I look at it this way, quite honestly. Ahmed, thank you very much. Yeah, that's why we're here. We're talking about him being a leading candidate for offensive coordinator. Or this is just Jerry's puppet world. I don't know, man. Dustin, I'll say that it's at least a better move. Chash, I'm not ready. There's not enough out on John Kitna to say whether or not he can coach. I mean, you can look at his career as he wasn't a great quarterback, but you can look at some of the best quarterbacks that have been out there that have tried to coach and can't. But then you look at guys who weren't that good a player that can end up being able to coach. So I don't know if John Kitna is bad or not, but I can say that he has more experience than Kellen Moore did as far as being a quarterback coach. And there you go, on cloud nine, and I'd like to be on a cloud nine. You may be 100% right that it could be smoke and mirrors, because what they're really looking at, and we've been here before. Remember Johnny Manziel, how we were told that Johnny Manziel, remember, going into the draft, we had Adam Schefter and all those guys that the Dallas Cowboys would do whatever it took to get Johnny Manziel, including trading up to get that guy. We could have taken him. We didn't. We could have traded back and taken him and got some more picks, but we didn't. So maybe this is all smoke and mirrors. And like I was saying, that we're in a love-hate relationship with the Dallas Cowboys, and they just keep breaking our hearts. It's like that guy that just beats you and says, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And we believe him. And then they beat us up again. And right now they're beating us again. And they're going to tell us that it's going to be different this time. Who would I get to be offensive coordinator? I got to tell you, Dan Campbell actually, for me, would be an interesting one, because if you look at Dan Campbell, he fits the Cowboys family. Okay? What is a super chat? A super chat is when somebody ends up basically making a donation to the channel, and it flashes across the screen and says, $2 or $5 or whatever, and it gets your attention in the way of helping out channels to do stuff and things. But Dan Campbell working with Sean Payton, and Sean Payton would be a guy I would love to have for a coach. I still can't believe that some of the coaches that we've actually had go through here. But Dan Campbell was with the Cowboys, got injured, didn't play that much, but was a Bill Parcells guy. It was a guy that was brought here by Bill Parcells. And having him working with an organization like the Saints that you can look at offensively, even when they were 7-9, it wasn't the offense's fault. We had Drew Brees throwing for 5,000 yards and they were still 7-9. To bring in somebody who's been under a system like that would be incredible to work with this offense, because I think that he would bring some fresh air. I think he's young enough that he can relate with players. It's like everybody else, best to call. Okay. And this is where it's going to be interesting. Thank you again for that super chat. Here's where it might be interesting, and what you may really be looking at. When you look at the staff that's being put together, these are all guys that have ties to Jason Garrett and basically his offensive philosophy. And it may be that Kellen Moore is named offensive coordinator and John Kitna is the quarterback coach, but really the offensive coordinator will be Jason Garrett. Because here's the thing. I've got so many things and thoughts in my head right now that this is great. In fact, I need to turn the heat on in here. This is my garage. And it's getting cold and windy outside, so hold on a second. Spending my day in my workshop here doing some work and stuff. What we may be looking at is this. The people they are bringing in are really just assistants to Jason Garrett, who will be the play caller. That's what I really think this is all about. Okay? And what it'll be is, two things happened this season that changed the offense from being where it was. Well, actually, several things. One was time. It took time for the offense to get on the same page because everybody was new. Okay? When you don't know, even though we're all running the same route, everybody has a little bit different tendencies, and quarterbacks and wide receivers have to get on the same page, and you can't just bring in that many new guys and think automatically the quarterback's going to be in sync with them immediately. So some of that was time. Second was talent, and that was bringing in Amari Cooper, okay? Having Amari Cooper out there who can run precise routes and stuff and literally was on a different level than everybody else made a difference for the Dallas Cowboys. Third thing was, you could see, we heard that Jason Garrett was more involved with the play calling and the game plan. As things went south with Linehan and he was on the hot seat, Garrett supposedly put his imprint on it more. So when you saw the Eagles game where we opened it up more and ended up throwing 400 some yards, when you saw us against the Giants without Zeke Elliott, and you were seeing Dak Prescott having more games with, better games. He was originally down at like 27th, 28th rated quarterback, but by the end of the season he had moved up to 15th. So really he would have been up higher if you took the second half of the season. He would have been closer to a top 10 quarterback with his numbers, but he started so low that the average finished him up in the middle. So you started to see the offense evolve where it wasn't all just Zeke Elliott, but you kept seeing the same damn plays. It may not be so much the problem with the offense is that they haven't opened it up to Dak more and tried to mix it up more. So maybe, just maybe, what it is Jason Garrett, and maybe what happens is, this would be crazy, but Jason Garrett doesn't get a contract extension this year. You don't want a coach to go into a season with it being the last year, because typically you're a lame duck. But what it might be, and it might be advantageous for Jerry Jones to say, listen, we're going to pump the brakes on that extension. We're going to hold up before we give you an extension. We're going to see what happens now. You don't have Linehan now to blame. You are the guy who's going to call the plays and be in charge of this offense. So it'll be up to you to sink or swim. And maybe that's going to be the philosophy of the Cowboys. I'm sitting here thinking, like I said, I'm running through all these things in my head with you guys live, because usually before I come on here, I know what my opinion is. And as I'm talking to you and looking at your comments, it's kind of making the... Can you hear the rust? You hear the... Yeah, because that's what's going on in my head right now. Maybe, just maybe, it's Stephen Jones. I always tell you guys, Stephen Jones is the real power source with the Dallas Cowboys. Forget about Jerry. Jerry Jones is going to be all over the map. Jerry Jones is going to say whatever the hell is on his mind. But Stephen Jones is very, very strategic in what he says. And typically, when he says something, it becomes a reality. So when Stephen Jones didn't commit on Dez Bryant, even though everybody and his sister kept saying, I didn't know though. What's up, Cody? Thanks for the super chat. I didn't say that. I told you guys. I told you guys. You guys keep doubting me. I keep telling you guys, but you don't want to listen to me. Stephen Jones did not like Jason Garrett basically saying, oh yeah, everything's good. And he was like, wait a minute, you're satisfied? I can see Stephen Jones, and this is just my thought right here. I could see Stephen Jones basically having the attitude, okay, you're going to shit or you're going to get off the toilet. You're going to prove your worth to this team. You think everything's great and everything's... Let's put you on blast. Let's make you the guy to either sink or swim with this team. We know Scott Linehan was garbage. We got that. Let's see what you can do with this thing since you think everything is great. And if you can't, then let's get you out of here. Is that a possibility? Because now Jason Garrett has guys that are in his philosophy in his camp. You got Kellen Moore, part of that whole basically tree that goes all the way back to Nick Saban in Miami from Scott Linehan. Ron, thank you very much for the super chat. I honestly think the Cowboys and Jerry Jones should go after a college offensive coach. Yeah, well, that's where Cooley, I believe it is, would be an interesting one. But again, he's tied to that whole same Miami Dolphins, Nick Saban thing. And this may be just all a bunch of crap because we know how much stuff gets put out there. Shout out to everybody who's kind of jumped in here. Doug Nussbauer. But again, see, here's the thing. Nussbauer is part of the whole same thing. See, you look at this. If it ends up being Kellen Moore, if it ends up being John Kitna, if it ends up being Nussbauer stays there, it's all Jason Garrett philosophy guys. So it's still sitting there and basically points to Jason Garrett being really the offensive coordinator. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, I can't see it any other way. And I think you would see Jason Garrett calling the plays. Because take a look around at the Rams. Sean McVay is the offensive coordinator. Sean McVay is the guy when Jared Goff comes off the field, arms right there. Take a look at Kansas City. Andy Reid, boom, dealing with Pat Mahomes right there, the offense. And I would say Jason Garrett would be better calling plays than Scott Linehan. Cody Allen, we need to have to go. Scott Turner would be, I talked about Scott Turner. That's Norv Turner's son. That would be a great one. Oh my God, ESPN just reported it. Okay, reported what I'm talking about right now? It's not official, right? No, it's not official, right? But it's what they're talking about right now. So I had a video up last night talking about Kellen Moore was a dark horse candidate. Sorry, but this thing, somebody told me hold on to the camera. I've got to understand that because Zeke Preklok, Deep Experience basically told me how to do that, but I'm not sure how to do it exactly. But that's what they're talking about this morning, is that, in fact, Kellen Moore is a leading candidate. I just don't understand that one. But then again, let's think about it this way. Jason Garrett was the quarterback coach in Miami. And they hired him as offensive coordinator and then as coach. John Kitna is not a bad quarterback coach. Okay. And again, like I said, I don't know. I would just prefer somebody that has a little more experience. But then again, Scott Linehan had a whole lot of experience, and what good did it do him? Sean McVay. Did anybody else out there think that Sean McVay? Okay, for Eric, let it go with Tony Romo, man. Tony Romo is not coming back. He is not a superhero that is, going to come save the day. He's not Mighty Mouse. He's not Batman. He's not leaving CBS, that cushy job, getting paid where everybody loves him, to deal with this crap in Dallas, where immediately we lose a game, they're going to say, fire the bum. It's not going to happen. Let Tony Romo go. He's not going to come back as a player, and he's not going to come back as a coach. I don't know. Kellen could have been, okay. Scott Turner or Joe Lombardi. Romo. I'm not a Romo. Listen, I'm not a Romo hater. Oh my God, I've got Romo autographed gear downstairs. I recreated the scene for Major League in Tony Romo's locker in 2014, and he had the best season of his career. It's not about that. It's about being realistic. You guys that are so in love and think that Tony Romo is going to lead us to a Super Bowl still, you are delusional. You are the ones that keep talking about that are really just freaking idiots. Sorry. It's reality. Tony Romo was a really good quarterback, but there's a lot of really good quarterbacks who didn't win the Super Bowl. Look at Dan Marino. And you guys keep swearing that he was the guy. Tony Romo had some incredible freaking games. Oh my God. He was a gunslinger. With that, high risk, high reward. You had some of the greatest games you will ever see, and you also had some of the worst ones ever. Thank you for the super chat. Do I really? You know what? Nothing surprises me with the Dallas Cowboys. Nothing. How good is more? Not enough out there to know. He's only been the Cowboys quarterback coach for a season. Press the screen and hold for anywhere on the screen. Can I still do this? Okay, I'm going to press the screen and hold. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, and we'll get it 1006 for one. Okay. All right, we'll see if that stops it. So let me move around here. Zeke, I appreciate that. And see, doesn't seem to be changing, does it? Okay, so maybe that's actually it. Maybe you got it. But I've got a couple, forgive me, there's a couple of super chats that have gone through. I appreciate it. I'm missing them and all that. No risk it, no biscuit. Change is good. Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem with football right now, with football fans. No, it messed up on me again there, Zeke. It's not doing it quite as much. Here's the problem with a lot of football fans now. It's because you live in a fantasy football world. You think that 400-yard games is what you have to have every week to win. And you look at those numbers. You look at Big Ben's number. Big Ben, who led the NFL in passing. Guess what? The team failed to make the playoffs. You understand that? And people always will say, well, Dak Prescott is only winning because of Zeke Elliott running the football. But look back through the history of the NFL. O.J. Simpson, 2,000 yards. Didn't make playoffs. Barry Sanders, twice making 2,000 yards. Didn't make playoffs. Terrell Davis is the only great running back that has made that Super Bowl run with a lot of yardage. But he had John Elway. You've seen so many great running backs having incredible years. Adrian Peterson, for Christ's sake. 2,000 yards. And they don't make the playoffs. Why? Because they don't have a quarterback to go with it. And that's where you got to understand it's a yin and a yang, or, both sides have to be there together. It's more than just one guy. It's a team. So you live in this fantasy football and you say, oh, well, he only throws for 200 some yards a game, so that sucks. We get rid of him. But understand, in 2016, 2014, that year that everybody says had it been the catch instead of the no catch, that we should have been in the Super Bowl, Tony Romo had one game that whole season, camera's over here, that was 300 yards plus. Think about that. Think about right now, Sean Payton, New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees. Drew Brees had 3 seasons where he threw for 5,000 yards. Junebugs in the house. Those 3 seasons that he threw for 5,000 yards, they were 7-9. Didn't make the playoffs. It's more than just about the yards. It's about taking care of the football as well. Oh, Katie's in the house. How you doing today, Katie? Did you sleep well last night? It's more, holy smoke, showing support for the channel. Love the videos. Appreciate that. L4G. Oh, okay. The heat coming on. One of those cans just expanded. Okay, and the aluminum just popped. Appreciate all the super chats and stuff. We're doing a lot of different things with the channel. As soon as I get finished, I got to finish building these cabinets, and then I got to do some custom work for a car. I got to make this for an antique car. Once I do that stuff, then it's going to be on to building new stuff for the set. So I appreciate those super chats. We're going to continue to try and keep this channel going, and we're going to try and rival. I am coming after frickin' ESPN. Appreciate that, guys. But here's the thing. Going back to Tony Romo and so on, it's about taking care of the football, because turnovers are game changers. When you turn over the football, you are giving the team momentum. And you can be as much as a 14-point swing. Let's say you're down in the red zone about to score a touchdown, and you throw a pick 6. You lose that 7 points that could have been your touchdown. They get 7 points going the other way. 14-point swing. I've seen it happen so many times. Think about Kirk Cousins, and everybody thought, oh man, you got to get Kirk Cousins because look at the yardage. Kirk Cousins has yet to beat Dak Prescott. Kirk Cousins, I remember games that they should have won, that we should not have won against him. Here it is, you're up by a score. You have the opportunity to take it a 2-score game late in the 4th quarter. You're in the red zone, and you throw an interception to the Dallas Cowboys in the end zone. And the Cowboys go down the field in the 4th quarter, take the game-winning score, and win. Kirk Cousins probably had more yardage that game than Dak did. But it was the mistake that killed him. Understand, that is huge. You do not want to turn the football over. But all these people, all you guys, oh, he's not throwing enough yards, he's not throwing enough touchdowns. That's the philosophy of this offense. That is what this team wants. They want to control the clock, take as much time as they can to score, keep the defense fresh. So when they come out, those guys, damn, one more for good measure. Whoa, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. You're blowing me away. But that's the philosophy of this. Whether you like it or not, that's the philosophy. It's never going to be we're going to just throw the ball with reckless abandon every play. That's not it. Now, what they can do with this offense to make it better, with that philosophy of we're going to control the clock, we have great offensive line, we've got wide receivers that are good in space, is to basically take it and try and tweak it more, okay? And by tweaking it more, what I'm saying is right now, this bothers me that we continue to do this. Zeke Elliott is phenomenal. 3 years, you can't argue with the numbers that he has. Zeke Elliott is still leading the league over 3 years, even though he missed 6 games being suspended. But you cannot keep him for long as a battering ram constantly up the middle, bang, bang, bang. So what you need to do is you need to develop that more, where he's more in that passing game, where he's getting those screens, where he's getting, out in the flat, where he's out in space, where he can make moves, because honestly, he's better off when he can make those moves, when he can make a cut, when he can be out there on his own. And that will prolong his career. And that will also put another wrinkle in and concern with, where is Zeke going? He's in the backfield. If he's taking a dive or faking blocking, because these are things that you do. You fake the dive and you have him act like he's going to block. You have Dak Prescott kind of drifting over here. And what happens is it's a fake block. You kind of like act like, he got past me. And you turn around. Boom. Dak just lumps it over. Those are kind of things that we don't do. It's constantly, let's just run Zeke right up the middle. It's fourth down, let's run Zeke right up the middle. Okay, fake the dive. Have your quarterback roll out and either run it or you have the tight end release and dump it to him and you get a big play. And those are things that we didn't do with Lenny. I don't understand why we didn't, because they're really pretty simplistic. But it makes teams have to say, we got to cover more. The Rams locked everybody in the freaking middle of the field. We're not worried about them doing anything outside because they never do anything outside. And they're right. So maybe getting rid of Linehan, getting guys that are Jason Garrett friendly, and having Jason Garrett say, Jason, you so happy with everything you got here. You're satisfied. Let's show us what you can do before we show you any more money. And keep him on that last year of the contract. Because here's the thing I think, and I got to check. This is another one of those gears. Did you hear it? You heard it, didn't you? You heard it cracking. I think Sean Payton only has one more year left on his deal. I got to double check and see that. Because what you could be looking at is the Cowboys saying, Jason Garrett's got one more year. Let's make him the head person in charge. Let's let him have the controls of the team and see if he really is the guy. Let's give him everything that he wants. And if he fails, maybe we try and do everything to get Sean Payton. You know what? But Kiss for sometimes it's crazy. I'm just putting it out there. You know what? Because money is the key to end of your woes, your ups, your downs, your highs, and your lows, as Run DMC would say. And, you know, if you pulled out enough money, and I think if Jerry Jones has $250 million just to spend on a yacht and talks about getting another one, I think he could come up with enough money to say, Sean, just give me a number. Just give me a number, Sean. We want you here in Big D. We want you to win that ring for us. I guarantee you. Sean, buddy, I got $12 million a year for you, man. 5-year deal. I'll give you all the control you want, son. We're talking about America's team. And you remember being here before, don't you? You know the publicity. I know they love you there in New Orleans, but look what I got here, man. We got that 340-foot yacht out there, man. Think about the party, son, we can have on that yacht there. You want your own helicopter to fly in game day? You got it, man. What color you want? You want it oversized so you can bring the whole family? You know, we can do anything you want, son. I'm Jerry freaking Jones. I got more money than God. That's what Jerry Jones can do. And you know what? Money can kind of change your mind. Money can be like a big draw. And remember, his family lives in Dallas. His kids wouldn't have to go to a different school. He can be home. Don't underestimate what they can do. They lured Bill Parcells to be there. If Jerry wants something bad enough, Jobu's down in the man cave. Jobu doesn't like to get out here in the dust and stuff. He signed a 5-year deal in 16. Okay, so next year is 19. Okay, so he would be going towards the end of that deal. I'm just saying, listen, like I said, I'm just putting things out there. We're brainstorming here. We're trying to understand the whole idea of having Kellen Moore as your offensive coordinator, the guy who was under Scott Linehan. Okay, so is anything crazy? Anything? with this love-hate relationship. Yeah, I got to be honest with you, man. Like I said, I put a video on my other channel because I was sitting out here and I just think about the joy that sometimes I get from the Cowboys. My God, it's like earth-shattering. When you have those great comeback victories, listen, sitting there in Dallas, I'm not going to lie to you, edge of my seat, I was scared shitless this year. Excuse my language. I was scared for my life. Okay? When we started out that game, and the opening kickoff, we fumbled. The Eagles, to me, looked like they clearly had it. And I was just like, oh, crap. And in my mind, I was thinking, we were at the game against the Redskins in Washington, and we lost that game on a crazy call. If we lose this game, I know how you Cowboy fans are. You're going to say, freaking Jobu and Mark Holmes are jinx. Burn them. And I'm watching that game. And somehow we got the ball back. And it was just like, oh, it's a miracle. We didn't do anything with it. But then Zach Martin gets hurt. And all this, understand, all this stuff took place right on the sideline where we were. So I'm just like biting my nails this whole game. I'm putting out videos, but I'm like scared. But watching the Dallas Cowboys in that fourth quarter, going through that shootout against Carson Wentz, okay? Against the Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, with basically the season on the line. We needed that victory. And to see them in overtime, first tie of the game, and go in overtime and literally just take the whole freaking quarter. Take the whole quarter and occupy all the time and win that game. It was just like literally incredible. It was the same feeling with Sean when we fired Scott Linehan. Incredible. And then all of a sudden, here it is, Kellen Moore? Huh? Kellen Moore? Did you guys have the same reaction? Because it was like, wait, Scotland has gone. Kellen Moore? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I missed the super chats. Actually, this is on my cell phone in my workshop, and so everything is, all the comments are just like zooming by, and they're like literally small. And see these eyes, 53 years and a lot of dust and stuff in them. They don't see real well, so it's hard to catch everything. And then I'm kind of animated and jumping around. But anybody who gave a super chat, I appreciate all of them. It helps to do all kinds of stuff. This year's going to be fantastic. Hopefully the Cowboys will take it up another notch. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool things, starting with the draft and stuff. Tank, Amari, and Dak still have years left. That's the thing. Here's the thing. When we're talking about Sean Payton, here's where I say, if you're Sean Payton, you look at the situations, because think about this. Think about this time next year. Drew Brees will be a year older. I know Drew Brees is playing fantastic right now, but think about how quickly Peyton Manning went downhill. And look at the situation where Denver is now. Denver has been trying to get a quarterback since Peyton Manning. They were trying to get a quarterback while he still had Peyton Manning. And if you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you don't have much. And if you're Sean Payton and you're looking at the time that you had in New Orleans, think back just 2 years ago after coming off of 3 7-9 seasons. They were ready to fire you. So if you end up losing Drew, which you will at some point, sorry, Father Time is undefeated. If you end up losing him, you're starting over with an organization that, even though you won a Super Bowl, something that nobody has ever done for New Orleans, they were ready to throw you under the bus after Bounty Gate. And now you've got to find another quarterback, which, take a look around the NFL, how many people are looking for quarterbacks? Paxton Lynch has still got a job. He just got signed. I can't remember who he got signed by, but he just got signed. So you look at it, say, Dallas, a big pile of money, a franchise running back in Zeke Elliott, a team that everybody's under 30 years of age, a quarterback that I can mold. You look at that situation versus, say, a Tampa Bay or a New York Jets. Mark, check my phone. Check my phone. Is it he signed now? Let me see if I don't think I can. Let me see. I guess I could go. Let me go inside to my computer because I'm on here. It's kind of hard to doing the live stream here from the garage, so by now it may actually be a fact. Did anything come across about the Dallas Cowboys hiring?
Yeah. No.
Okay. So turn that off. Let's see.
Hold up. What's that and what's that?
Let's see. Kellen Moore. So you guys can actually do a little bit more than I've got right now. So let me see what we got. So saying that they may promote him. Let's look up John Kitna. What are y'all talking about over there? Okay, I don't know what they're talking about over there.
It's definitely the little
Okay, John Kitna to become Cowboys' new quarterback coach. Jason Garrett in line. See, again, this all to me. What this all says to me, guys, is that Jason Garrett is now the. Oh, that's exactly what. You guys, listen. We've been on here for 42 minutes. This article came out 20 minutes ago. John Kitna to become Cowboys' new quarterbacks coach. Jason Garrett in line to call plays. That's exactly what I told you guys was going to happen. And apparently, that it makes sense. And here, let me go elsewhere here because I've got this kid's noise going on. Let's see if Michael Anthony is still. He's a lot. They say a man is the king of his castle. Apparently, I'm not. I've got kids in the living room. I got Michael live streaming in the basement. Let me just grab my coffee. I guess go back to my one spot, which is in my workshop here. So, the assumption was right then. Kellen Moore may actually become the Cowboys offensive coordinator, basically in name only, and Jason Garrett's calling the plays. So it's all going to be Jason Garrett to sink or swim. I need some more coffee. In fact, I might need some alcohol. A lot of alcohol here. Well, again, what it is Jason Garrett is now sink or swim. It's you, Jason. There ain't nobody else. It's you. So Jason Garrett will be the guy. Kitna hired as quarterback coach for Dak. I would love. Hey, Dak, give a brother a call, man. I would love to interview you and see how you think. What you think about all that? Are you good with that? Don't see 300 yards this year. He's almost got me. Romo didn't. Yeah, but again. People keep thinking that when quarterbacks have all these 5,000-yard seasons and stuff, that automatically the team wins, but that's not the case because, see, you need to be balanced. And if you're not balanced, teams will be able to shut you down. And a lot of times what happens is your team ends up getting a lot of yards in their garbage time yards. Your team is losing. They're so far behind that other teams are trying to catch up, and that's why you're getting the yards. Kirk Cousins is a great example of that. Kirk Cousins always had yards because the Redskins were always behind trying to get in there, and he's getting garbage time stuff. No sugar. No, this is no sugar. Actually, what this is actually, I'm doing keto, guys. This is actually a keto coffee creamer, so it's got all the fat and everything else in it and stuff. It's not sugar. It's very sweet tasting, but it's not sugar. And of course, you got heavy cream. What's kind of cool is my cousin started following my keto diet and stuff about a month or so ago, and he's lost like 20 pounds, and he's like excited as can be. He says he's got more energy and stuff. So we're running the Boise State offense. Well, what it is, we're going to be running the Jason Garrett offense. Hopefully, we'll end up opening it up more. Opening it up more, as in Kellen Moore. You see what I did there? Yeah, not real good. I know. Boomer Sooner, what's up? Let's see. Oh, I need to go back to my computer here for a second before I go back out in the shop here. I didn't plan on having a live stream today, but as you can see, look, if you actually watch me, guys, you notice I have a lot of clutter in my life. It's one of those things that it's a mess, but it's my mess, and I can at least deal with it. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with my workshop. Boomer Sooner, I know. What's funny for me is somebody called me a clickbaiter this morning. They're like, dude, that crap that you're talking, I haven't heard it anywhere else. You're a clickbaiter. This is just straight clickbait. It's like, no, dude, I'm telling you.
It's bad for your back.
The Cowboys are thinking about this.
When your stomach, breathing is difficult and harms the lower back.
Do you think Kelly Moore is Sean McVay? Well, here's the thing, though. You never know. It could be.
That's it. It's hard to sleep like that.
Am I not? Oh, I must be live streaming on the other channel then, aren't I? Here's how crazy this is. This is the other channel.
Yeah, I sleep on my side.
Okay. Deja vu. I didn't even know. Okay, here it is.
Oh, so they're saying it's sleep on your side?
Okay.
I sleep on my side all the time. With a pillow and
So many comments in here. I was looking for something. Everybody's giving a super chat. I appreciate it.
Dry and hard. It comes out soft.
I really appreciate that.
I already know. Child.
Why is it hard? Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah, towels are not hard. What does a man have that gets bigger if it's properly? Really?
Hair?
Um.
Hair. No.
I'm not commenting on that one.
So how you guys feel about this idea? Are you guys as shocked as I am?
Oh my goodness. What the hell?
Stupid move? I think I agree with you on that too. I'm not crazy about the idea, but it is. You hate it? It's ridiculous. Our offense is going to run Kellen Moore. But you know what?
We didn't get to see the first goal.
You never heard of him, Matt? Matt, he's our quarterback coach.
I don't know.
And John Kitna was he was a backup quarterback to Tony Romo. And that's where I think you're right.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Look, it's at 1,000. That's why I think that's what I just want that.
3 hours is crazy.
This is totally a Stephen Jones move. This is Stephen Jones all the way with it. I think Stephen Jones is pissed, to be quite honest with you. Stephen Jones, I think, did not like Jason Garrett going on board saying that literally that everything's good and we're not changing the staff. And I think that Stephen Jones is putting him on blast. So that way he'll basically have to either win or get out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's up in here, in the channel that is hanging out. And if you are like me, you are in a state of shock because the Dallas Cowboys have made John Kitna quarterback coach, and Kellen Moore is in line to become the offensive coordinator, as well as Jason Garrett play calling. As crazy as it sounds, I will say it is an upgrade. It's truly an upgrade. Sorry, I'm trying to do a couple things. At the same time, you're gonna throw up. Don't do that, man. Are those? No, these aren't my kids. Those are actually my niece and nephews. My kids. Michael is my kid. Okay.
And just supposed to be giving s'mores. Remember?
Yeah, she's asking me to make some s'mores. I gotta go get some marshmallows because we don't have any marshmallows. We have to stop going to the game and to get JD. If Stephen Jones wants to really scare Garrett, hire Cowher as a consultant. That's I don't know if it's good news. It's kind of shocking news. I would have rather seen somebody more qualified, but basically it's saying that Jason Garrett is now our Sean McVay. He's going to be the head coach, offensive coordinator. Cowboys don't value coaching. Well, he's going to need to change his philosophy a bit. I'm going to slip back out to the workshop here. Whoa, these are flying through. Good Lord. Sorry, I can't keep up. You know what? Here's the thing. I tell you what. Let's not go crazy now before the season even starts, because I tell you why. Here's why we don't lose it. Let's not lose it now, because you know what? Think about how some people jumped off the bandwagon, jumped ship when we were 3-5. Remember all those people who basically said the season's over, this team stinks, we're done, can't support them? Yet, we turned that season around. We did something that nobody had done before, which is start out 3-5 and end up winning their division. We had a home playoff game that we showed up for. We were in every game except for the Colts and the Titans game. And had we had maybe a play here, a play there differently, we could have had maybe home field advantage. Okay? And that's with Scott Linehan. I'm sorry. I can't see too many people that could have actually coached worse than what Scott Linehan did. I'm sorry. I could sit in my living room while I'm talking to you guys, okay, keeping up with the chats, okay, eating the chicken wing, talking with the guys. I knew what the play was coming, that the Cowboys were going to run. You don't think that every defensive coordinator out there didn't know what was coming? If we only do that much better, just that much, if we convert a few more of those red zone plays, just a few, not a lot, all of a sudden the offense is scoring tons and tons of points. So maybe, listen, let's get benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it's the person you least have faith in is the guy that actually knows a whole lot. So the jury's going to be out. Let's see what they do. I will say that this is better than keeping Scott Linehan. And I dare somebody to tell me. Katie, that's one of the many trolls. I've had several ones. I've had ones that actually had pictures of me with makeup on, like I was a drag queen and things. So, and it wasn't a real picture of me. It was one that they end up photoshopping. Okay, I don't dress up. I don't do makeup. Okay, my daughter put a mask on me when she was here for Christmas. I just couldn't do makeup. Sorry. He's stuck with his face. Even if I got a job working on TV, you're not putting makeup on his face. It's not going to happen. It's one of the many trolls that are out there. There's a lot of fake profiles. There's fake ones of Jobu. There's fake ones of me. I guess I should take it as a compliment. If Kellen does... Well, Justin, hold it. Let's stop. understand me personally. I am not only the half glass full guy, okay? I believe in being positive, even when things don't seem like they're positive. I am not only the half glass full guy, I'm happy that I got a glass. I'm happy that Scott Linehan, who has been in charge of this offense since 2013, is at least gone. That's the first thing I'm happy about. Second thing is now, Jason Garrett, you don't have anybody to blame. You can't say Scott Linehan made the play calls. It was Scott Linehan. Now, your ass is on the line. I like that. I like the fact that he has to put up or shut up. I look at this team that succeeded when they probably shouldn't have with what was going on. We had an offensive line that was in flux. Make no mistake, that was not the same offensive line that we had in 2014 for Tony Romo. Travis Frederick gone. Tyron Smith missing games. Connor Williams, a rookie, and then getting gone. Xavier Salafalo coming in. That offensive line was different week after week after week. There wasn't consistency. Dak Prescott looking like garbage, but picking himself up off the map. Getting a guy like Amari Cooper. And you take Amari Cooper, and now you've got a whole offseason where he's healthy, Dak's healthy, they can work out together and get on the same page. And I'm going to say this much. Think about, I'm probably just rambling, so I'm going to probably end this soon. But think about this. Think about Amari Cooper, who hadn't been here for very long, in that Eagles game in Dallas, who basically said, listen, Dak, dude, we can't do the stop route again. Not again. Please, not again. They know it's coming. We got to do something else. We have got to do something different. Go with the go route. I can beat my guy. It'll be huge. And they did it. And they won the freaking game. Yet, Scott Linehan didn't like that because it undermined him. I think Kellen Moore and Jason Garrett may be more acceptable to them saying, listen, coach, here's what we see in the field real time. I know we can do this. Have faith in us. Kellen, listen, man, I'm telling you, the guy, he's shading a little bit on the inside. He's cheating down just a little bit. If I do a double move on him, fake going inside, and then go back out, I can burn him. And then, in real time, down there on the field, down there together, not up in the booth where Scott Linehan is. Okay, do it. And that's how you win sometimes in football. It's not sometimes how you draw it up because shit changes. It's in real time of seeing something that's like right now. And maybe we can get some of that. So I'm not going to go ahead and blast them for this. And maybe, because we don't know. We don't know what Kellen Moore knows in his head and can see plays that he may not be able to translate into Dak Prescott on the field. We don't know how much latitude Kellen Moore actually had with this team. So I'm willing to see. Maybe they got something different than we got. Because we've been fooled a lot of times where we thought, it's over. Did you think in 2016 we were going to end up winning the division? With Dak Prescott as our quarterback? A fourth-round drafted quarterback? We lost Tony Romo? Did you really think that we were going to have a winning season? Yet that guy with no experience took the job from Tony Romo. So I'm not going to condemn Kellen Moore just yet. Let's see what the body work. How far will we go next season, Katie? We going all the way, girl. We going all the way. Go watch Gruden's camp. And that's it. Although, Shane, here's the thing I will say, that John Gruden did have a lot of high praise for Kellen Moore. He loved the guy there. But now you kind of have to wonder is, does John Gruden have it all upstairs after what he's done with the Raiders? To let Amari Cooper go? To let Khalil Mack go? Let's hope he was right back then. Do you see what channel it is on now? Wait a minute. Do you see what this channel is now? Laugh out loud. I missed that. Okay, here's the thing. What's funny is this was actually my main channel. This was CowboyJobu. This channel I'd really been working on really hard with, and then just before the season started, YouTube cut this thing down, chopped it up, and literally for 2 weeks I could not do anything on YouTube. I couldn't even remember, because I'm so technology challenged, how to get onto the other channel. And I got a notification saying I was shut down for spam and I am not to use YouTube. I couldn't even go watch other people's stuff. Then I finally remembered what my email was and was able to get back onto that channel and started using it, but only had like 200 subscribers on it. But started putting stuff on there, started, with your guys' help, I got on Vimeo and started using that one. Eventually, the other channel came back, then it got shut down again, came back again. But what YouTube has done is, the other channel, which is a much smaller channel, they've been promoting that one. They've been pushing that one out there. So even though I was posting stuff on this one, it was the other one, the other channel that YouTube kept putting out there. So I'd been using this one as kind of the daytime channel, and I'd gotten used to doing live streams on that one, and I didn't want to go ahead and go back to this one, and then the people that found me over there lost me. So it was kind of like a catch-22. So I used both of them. And in fact, I do have a third channel, which video like this one should actually be on, because it's in the workshop, which is about construction and woodworking and things. So this is probably the first live stream I've done on this channel, and I did it by accident, because when you have YouTube set up on here, you can have different accounts. So I was used to having this one set up for this channel. So that's why we're actually live streaming over here. So this is the first time in like forever doing a live stream here. Maybe I need to do more of those. Can we win the Super Bowl next year? But I'm scared now. Anybody can win the Super Bowl the following year. Unfortunately, it's hard to win a Super Bowl. You need to have everything fall in line. You need to have health of your team. You need to be able to surprise people. You need to have a schedule where you play people at the right time. You got to have luck. You got to get the calls to go. You got to get the football to bounce your way at the right time. It's possible. I look at our division. Let's look at it. Do you think the Redskins are going to win the division next year? They don't have a quarterback. And they still have Jay Gruden. You look at the Giants. They got Eli Manning, maybe, if they bring him back. But Eli Manning hasn't been a 2-time Super Bowl MVP in forever. They got Odell, who is a pain in the ass. Gets great numbers and stuff, but he can't stay healthy anymore. So you don't look at them as being champions. You look at the Eagles. The Eagles, they've got money issues right now. They're going to have a hard time keeping the players they have. Now, granted, they've got a lot of guys that are injured reserve that'll come back, but they've actually got a quarterback controversy there. In the same way we have Dak and Romo's gone, Nick Foles will probably be let go, but that fan base is going to still be thinking about Nick Foles won that Super Bowl, something nobody else did. So I look at it as Eagles Cowboys next year in this division. But Master 54, it never looks easy. You can look at this year, and when you saw Atlanta on the schedule, you said, oh my God, we got to play Atlanta in Atlanta? But what did Atlanta do? You looked at what they said about the NFC South was going to be the juggernaut division. You got the Saints, you got Carolina, you got Atlanta. You could have 3 playoff teams from that division. What happened? They said the NFC North. Oh my God. Minnesota with that defense, and now they got Kirk Cousins. They got a real quarterback. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers is back. Oh man, you could have 3 playoff teams from there, or 2 playoff teams. Excuse me. Nobody saw the Bears. Did anybody think the Bears were going to be any good? You don't know what you don't know. So right now, yeah, it looks tough. It looks tough. You just don't know if it's going to be or not. But we've been on for an hour here. I'm sure you guys have had enough of the Jobu Sports Report. I need to actually stain these cabinets here and go out and run around and do some stuff. The Redskins, yeah, right, exactly. That's what I said, Redskins. The Redskins are screwed. The Redskins don't have a quarterback, and they still are going to be paying Alex Smith for the next couple of years, man. Good job. Never mind. The Cowboys would find everyone. You know, you know what? What I try and do in life, and maybe this is something, a great way to end this too. Worrying never fixed a single problem. It doesn't. Worrying, what's up, Redskin Nation? Worrying, Redskin Nation, do you have your YouTube channel? If you do, email me at cowboysmark94@gmail. I hope your computer doesn't blow up because you typed in Cowboys or something. Because I know some of you Redskin fans over there, I know when you say something Cowboys, you lose it. But if you do, email me, because I need a Redskin blogger, because I'm looking at doing some other things this off season, because you guys have seen what I've done with Philly. Some of you guys hate Philly and all that. Some of you guys love Philly. I got the stinking New York Giant fan, but I need a Redskin person, so that way we can have the NFC East roundtable. So if you do, or if you're thinking about starting one, let me know. Let me see what I can do, because I love working with new talent out there. You know, there's Katie, you guys will see, that's in here, who became, fortunately, I don't know how, somehow my channel popped up in England on, I still don't understand that one, but somehow I popped up over there, and Katie decided, let me check out football, and decided, fortunately, that she came to this channel and not like EDP's. So she decided that she is now married to the Dallas Cowboys, and is trying to learn. And I got to tell you, she knows and is learning quite a bit about football, because we'll have conversations, and I'm like, how'd you know that? It's like, well, I was reading about such and such, and I'm like, what the what? You can find, I can find a dead skin YouTuber. Yeah, I need a good one now. I need one with personality now. I don't want one of those monotone. No, I want a high energy. Look at me. You know I got high energy. I need somebody, you know, like Philly 500. He's kind of ugly, and he is, you know, a dingbat, but he's high energy. The stinking New York Giant fan, that guy's got a whole lot of, even though he's been beat down the last couple of years, he's got a lot of energy. And Katie, check out Katie's channel. She's still feeling her way through and figuring out exactly what to do. I can dare say that you'll never know what to expect on her channel. Really nice person to listen to and things like that. So I like working with other YouTubers, and I feel that that should be part of my mission too, as I kind of grow and do things, is to try and pull others up with me and try and spread the mojo, so to speak. But anyway, back to my final point, and I'm going to get off of here. Worrying never solves a problem. It doesn't. If anything, it'll make it worse, because you will make yourself sick worrying about something you have no control over. It doesn't fix a problem. The only thing you can do is, when you have a problem in front of you, when you got a daunting task, is figure out your course of action. Figure out what is the best thing for me to try and do. Do that. And if that doesn't work, come up with another plan. And you keep pounding away at it. So sitting here in January, worrying about a season that is 6-7 months away, is ridiculous. Hopefully, the Cowboys are trying to say, okay, our philosophy is Jason Garrett is going to be our play caller. Let's give him people who have the same mentality and thought process as him, and sets of eyes as him, to work with this. Let's go through, let's get him the players that he needs for this system. And let's see what we can do with it. And that's all you can do. Because football's crazy. Football is unpredictable. Football, you just never know. Hell, the Cleveland Browns could be in the Super Bowl next year for all we know. That's how crazy it is. And that's the reason why we love it so much. You're always on the edge of your seat, because it's exciting. And so with that being said, guys, Thank everybody so much for being here on the channel. Thanks so much for the super chats. Don't worry, we're going to be here every day with the Cowboys because something's always going on with the Cowboys. I'm going to go ahead and do some more research. I'm going to get this stuff stained, and I'll be back later on today. Tommy Eagle, Tommy, he's still out there. I try, Tommy would have been a great YouTuber. He's an idiot, and it's like watching a train wreck. But I just couldn't get him out there to do that. And I realize, I'm old, so when I give you these references, you may not know what I'm talking about. But Teddy Riley, okay, you guys remember the musician Teddy Riley, Rump Shaker, check baby, 1 2, check out, check baby 1. Okay, Teddy Riley, incredible musician. But Teddy Riley was even better at producing other people. And that's what I realize I love doing. I love working with others, okay? I feed off of the energy of them. I enjoy talking to people about their channel and their vision and things like that. And I enjoy seeing that channel grow and take off. So I'm going to probably do a lot more of that stuff because there's a lot of great YouTubers out there that are needing help to get discovered. And if I can help them get discovered, it's up to them to go ahead and take it to the next level. And so, again, stop worrying. And I will, of course, be back with you guys to figure out what's what. And we have our live stream tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern.